Hello. Today I'm going to introduce you the new tool that I've developed and called it DataLoom. So this is the tool that um, make the data pipelines visual and more comprehensive to understand and to refactor. Well, the reason I've built this is because I had a project where I needed to optimize data flows and change the way the data behaves during the runtime. And because of that, I struggled to understand where the attributes getting and where they going. And well, I had to work with SQL and Python. And because of that, I couldn't use the tools like DBT and others. I've tried to draw them manually using Draw.io, but it was very hard to draw a really big pipelines and not get lost there instead of getting lost in the code base. So I've built that tool using Claude, and I'm going to prepare you that. I don't really understand the React and how JavaScript works, but I understand how Python works, how works the pipelines of building apps. So I've tried to get all my knowledges in Claude and use that to build that app, and I think it got successful. So I want to introduce you this tool, and maybe you will find it helpful. Well, first of all, what is that? Here's the example of pipeline I've made. It looks like that. Well, what we have here, the first thing is data frame. This is the nodes. These all are nodes, and the first one node is main one. It is a data frame node. Well, you can create it manually by clicking Add Data Frame. In here, you can add columns and name it as you like. And then change the type. It can be string, integer, float, and others. Well, here is the example of such data frame nodes. The second type in this pipeline explicitly is condition filter node. Here we can write the condition is being used. You can write the code snippet here in every node if you need, or change the stage of such node. Well, this node is about to explaining what is going to be filtered in that data frame. And because we have the column view of the data pipeline, we don't really filter anything, but we have to explain it. You can add the different kinds of conditions, and let me try the OR condition. And here we can type anything we want, any text, but of course you need to document your pipeline, and it's up to you how you write it. The main thing here is that you can write the attribute of the connected node. This is how you, oops. Let me do that instead. How you connect nodes? Well, this is very simple. I made it very clear. You can drag from that dot to that dot, and here's the connection. Also, you can drag the attributes from one to another, like that. We can call it the gender. And you can change the type of that gender. Maybe it's integer, and maybe the age should be a better example. And you can drag that attribute and place it right here. So we have the connection. We have a connection, and we have a connection between every dot. So because of that, we can type this symbol, and you can pick any attribute you have here. Maybe I want the amount should be better than 100. And then you get you connect your next data frame with that, like that. It's going to be connected. So the next is you trying to connect with transform column. In Python, we usually fill some columns, we drop columns, we drop duplicates. And to explain that, you can use the transform node. Of course, you have the choice of attributes from nodes connected to it, and you can add any abbreviation listed here. We have the node, which is automatically connected with the transform function. Let me introduce it. Transform function. It's just automatically moves every column from the data frame into it and outputs these exact same columns. See? It's very simple to use with the same data types. Also, sometimes we need to rename the column, and here I made the function to rename. You connect the column to that node and you choose attribute to rename. Then you type the needed name, like customer name, and then the outputted node of data frame will contain the new updated column with the new name. And we have the merge function, the merge node. Here we use join keys to connect to data frames. We can use any amount of keys you want, and then it generates again the companion data frame of that function. If you somehow delete it, don't worry, you can create the new one. You select the two data frames, and then this button is going to be active. You merge these data frames, and if you delete that, you click here and it generates the new data frame output. And of course you can rename every data frame and every function as you want. So it output that, and then you can use it on your own. Here are the two examples. You can generate function, maybe have a function that's computing LTV, and you making the function, you passing the needed columns, then you're going to define the outputs. You can add any other column and make it, if it's connected to the previous column or it's the new column just being appeared somehow without the need of previous columns, like that segment. And you can rename it to anything like you want, the 23, I don't know, just anything you want. And then it generates automatically the companion data frame, which automatically gets through all attributes in it. And group by function. Well, this is one of the most common function I use. We have to put the data frame here, and you choose the columns to get group by, and you have the aggregations you can do. You can do aggregations even with columns you're grouping by. But I guess you don't do that, but you can. And of course it generates the companion, the resulting data frame with the columns which are grouped by. You can actually see if they are grouped by on the rows level, but you can see on the column level here. And about the coding snippets, here's the example of such a snippet. Here's the def function, and here's the other, maybe the main things you can do with that. You can import the SQL function, like select attribute from data frame, and it generates the node automatically. It works really simple, and don't rely on it very hard because it's in beta testing, as I want to say it now. And you can export to SQL, and it works bad, don't use that. One of the things that work good, and the thing that I've built that tool for, is tracking. You actually can track any attribute, how it goes and where it comes from. For example, the country, where it comes from, what's the data frame, what the source of that column. You click that button and it lists you all the origin of that column. And on the canvas you can see where it goes and how it goes, how it transforms, and how it's going to be used. Well, the connected companions, if they contain the column, the main node will also be highlighted. See, now we can see the country. But how it works with renamed one? Remember, we renamed the name to customer name. How it works? It used to be here. This is the last name what it uses. Well, actually, here's another example. We can find where the attribute is used. customer name, and we can see every node contains such attribute. Here is the last node which uses that. We can then click here and we see the whole history of renames, how they go. I think this is amazing and one of the tools I will use on a daily basis because I have lots of pipelines to understand how they works, and searching through the code base while they being renamed or being put in the function, and then how somehow we get another data frame. Well, it's exhausting sometimes, and this tool is making it very usable and easy to use, of course. So other functions, how are you gonna save that? Well, you have the Save Canvas button, and it generates the JSON file, and you save it and download it on your local computer. You open the canvas, the Save JSON file with that button. Also, you can export the PNG file instead of making the screenshot. You can copy the canvas to the clipboard. Let me introduce that. You can create the new canvas here at the bottom and paste the canvas. Here we go. We have the same canvas. We can save the canvas with a copy share link, and I can tap it here in the note, and as you can see, here is the link. It's getting really big, but at least you can share it with others. Oh my god, it's so big, so big. Okay, maybe you should not share such big links, but but of course, here's the option for you if you need. Oh, and here's the search. You can find any attribute not named by you, like enrich orders. Where it goes? Oh, here it is. Well, this tool is very usable, and I hope it find helpful. I will give you the link into the description, and if you watching this video and somehow don't have access to the description, I can write it here. You can try it for free, and I want you to understand that I don't have any access to your canvases. It's all stored locally on your computer in cache of your browser, and you can save them and share by just sharing JSON files, but I don't have any access to your JSON files. So if you close the window and don't save it, you will lost it. Or if you close the window and clear cache, you will lost it. You'll lose it. So be careful, and I can not recreate that for you. Actually, you can use that tool absolutely locally, not on the website, but with npm packaging install of the application. I will give the link in the description for a GitHub repository where you can download the portable Windows file and where you can fork the repository for you and run on your PC locally without any access to the internet. It will still work fine. It doesn't require any access to the internet. So, and also I would suggest you to go to the GitHub repository and place any issues if you find any critical bugs here, or if you want to see any new nodes or functionality built in. I will appreciate any feedback, and I will also appreciate if you will help to code that, because I don't have any experience in JavaScript, as I said in the beginning of the video, but it works fine for me for now. But with growth of the tool, it may require some stability in the code base, which Cloud Code can afford to me. So this is it. This is the whole introduction to the tool. I've called it DataLoom for describing data pipelines. Hope you find it helpful and will use it on your projects. See ya.